Hi gorgeous souls, and welcome to our solar conversation number 41. Happy Monday! I'm coming to you from our bathroom, as you can tell by the shower head and the lovely toilet brush in the corner. It's high up, so Ori can't grab it when she's on the ground. And this is the only room I have peace and quiet for a moment, because Ori is sleeping in our bedroom. Dennis is working in the office. In the kitchen there is the washing machine on and the boys are in their room. So welcome to our solar conversation from the bathroom. It's a quick one today. It's really just something that came up just before I was ready to hop onto this live, and I thought I'd share the observation with you because I thought it was really it's a really important thing. And so today I want to talk about, what do you make it mean for you when somebody else reacts to something that you said or you're doing? What do you make it mean in your head for you? I had a really beautiful tea party with Spirit yesterday. I know I will bring them back in November. I just want to make sure I have internet. So I don't know the date yet. But we had a really beautiful time together, 90 minutes together, yesterday at the tea party with Spirit. And at the same time I noticed that the conversation kept going away from the person I was talking to towards other things or other people, what other people have done or what other people are doing. And so when this topic came back just a couple of moments ago, through a conversation I will bring to this conversation, just for letting you know what I mean with it, I knew this was the topic we need to talk about. People do things all the time with different backgrounds, with different with different motivations, with different intentions, and we really need to make sure that the things that we assume in our head are actually the truth, that is actually is what is going on in front of us, especially as highly sensitive people. When you are an empath, when you feel into the other people's emotions and you kind of they rub off on you when you're open and vulnerable and don't have your shield up, that's the place where we go into assumption quickly. And so what happened was, I had taken care of all the things in the household that I needed to take care of to feel great today. And I had everything set up for my yoga practice. And I was fully open. I had no shield up whatsoever, which is not the best place to be when you're living with others, to be honest. But I had everything taken care of. Ori was asleep, the boys were in their room watching telly, and I was about to go onto my yoga mat, and then Dennis entered the kitchen. Yeah, cue catastrophe, right? In my opinion, anyway. So I was like, now I have me time, and he entered the kitchen. I was like, okay, I know we said he will put his running clothes into the washing machine and then put it on, but I couldn't stand the thought of having that noise while I had my practice. So I was like, you know what, Dennis, can you just leave it? I will turn it on after my yoga is finished. I don't want, I can't have the noise while I'm doing my yoga right now. I don't want that. And he was like, okay, no, sure, no problem. And then I selected my yoga video. And he still was there. And I'm like, okay, what is he doing? And then he started, I quickly went into my emails to check them, so he can do whatever he needs to do in the kitchen and then leave. And then I can start my yoga. And he didn't budge. Just was standing there, and I was like, oh, there's an email from the kindergarten and they have spaces for Lucan and Aiden. And I'm like, yay, I celebrated, and I told him what was in the email. And then he started taking out crackers out of the pack, and it was so loud. And sometimes when I'm fully open, when I don't have any shield up, sounds can hurt me. And this sounds really crazy on some level, but I know people who are highly sensitive, and most of the women who tune into my videos are, you understand, right? When you're fully open, when you have no boundary whatsoever, when you have no shield up, you have no protection up, then sounds can hurt. At least for me, it is like that. And so the sound of the pack, the cracker pack, it was plastic and it was really loud and it hurt me. And so I said, can you please stop making that noise? And he was like, but you are talking to me right now. And I'm like, but can you just stop making that noise, please? Exactly, Veronica, especially noises when you're prepared to go into silence. I was already prepared to just hear my yoga video. I actually selected a pranayama, which was just breathing. I was completely prepared to be in silence, and then that noise started. I'm like, oh, okay. And I made sure I articulate my need for him to stop that noise. When I said, please stop making that noise, what he heard was, leave the room. Because for him, he needed to have his crackers, and so in order to stop that noise, at least in my in my space, he needed to leave the room. And so I'd asked him for two different things. I asked him to leave the room, and at the same time, I was reading that email to him and telling him the facts about the kindergarten spaces. And so he got really upset and really grumpy. And on the way out, I was like, I don't want to leave this like that. And so I asked him, what did you make it mean when I asked you to leave, to stop the noise? And we got it entangled really quickly. It was a conversation about 20 seconds. But there was nothing unclear about it then. So when he left the room 20 seconds later, and I understood where he was coming from and he understood where I was coming from, there was nothing left. No resentment, no grudge, no grumpiness. But it was important for us to acknowledge, like, what does it mean to you, or what did it mean when I said this to you, and what I actually meant. And so I know sometimes we're not in, like, the relationship isn't that great or that close that we can actually untangle things so quickly. But when something stays with you for a longer time and it hurts you, and the person who is meaningful to you, go back to them and tell them, this is what it meant for me. Can you tell me what you meant with it? And untangle it. It's for people, I don't know, for people on the bus or the train, or like, you wouldn't go unprotected into these situations anyway. But when there are things with people on the bus, on the train, on in public spaces with your colleague you don't know that well, you can do this stuff energetically. You can cut cords, right? But with the people closer to you, who you let into your inner circle, it's important to have these conversations. So with people who you're not so close to, you can either say, like, okay, so they did that and that upset me. What did I make it mean? That's the question you can ask yourself. And is this true? Do I know this is the absolute truth? And then you will quickly come to a realization that you don't know, you can't know, right? And with people who you're really close to and they're in your inner circle, and it's important for you to have a clean slate with them, have that conversation. Don't just do it energetically and in your head, but also have that conversation. Say, this didn't mean anything about you. It's just like the space I was in, and this is what I actually said. What did you hear? I hope this is, no, I know this is helpful for you because you're here and you're watching this either live, if the live is up there, or you're watching the replay. I normally trust that whatever comes out of my mouth is exactly the message you need to hear in that moment today, whenever you're watching this. this was my solo conversation for this Monday. I'm pretty excited because this week I'm doing a free training in my Solar Living for with Annika group. So if you're watching this live or in the week of the, what is today? The 23rd to the 28th. There's a free training, October, that is, 2018. There's a free training happening live in my group, Solar Living with Annika, here on Facebook. And we're starting tomorrow. We're doing a 3-day training all about spirit guides, the spirit team, the beautiful team that you have around you that support you and guide you all through your life. And when you listen to them, there is actually a pretty sweet flow that can enter your life. And so I'm really, really excited for this week. We start tomorrow. We do 3 days around the full moon, which is happening on Wednesday. And I'm really excited for that too. I can feel the energy coming up already. And of course, it's the full moon just before just before Halloween on the 31st of October, which is the start or the end of the witch's year. With the 1st of November, a new year begins. And there is the door opening. I think somebody needs to go onto the toilet. Okay, that's me. If you want to join in the training, otherwise it will be available over my website from next week on. So you can do the training. You can find it on my website, annikafrey.com. Starting next week on the 29th of November, it will be of October, it will be available. Okay, I need to wrap this up. I'm sending you love. Remember, you're loved, you're guided, you're supported, and everything is happening for you, not against you, and you're the creator of your own life. Sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you tomorrow for a Solar Conversation number 42. Mwah.